So I've been super busy for the past week and a half playing Overwatch, and yeah, so goddamn busy, you know? Playing Overwatch, playing video games? What are you talking about, Thomas? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's enough self-hatred for one video. I've just been busy. I've been doing a lot of different things, and it actually took me a long time to make the Overwatch review, and I didn't expect it to take me that long, but that was primarily because it took me 3 or 4 different I had to rewrite it 3 or 4 different times because it wasn't up to my standards, and it was getting too long, or if it was too short, or it didn't have enough detail, and man, it just took me a long time. And I'm pretty happy with the result, but there's a lot of stuff, of course, that I feel I should have added, or could have added, or I should have taken away, or I should emphasize a little bit more, but for the most part, I guess I'm pretty happy with the result. I guess 90%. I'm 90% happy with what I had said. I wish I would have added a little bit more, but I'm kind of happy that I shortened it at least by, I believe, 4 minutes compared to my Destiny review. Did I say Destiny? I meant The Division. I didn't review Destiny. I'm pretty happy that I shortened it a little bit because I felt like 20 minutes was a bit too fucking long, and I want to get it down to 10 minutes. I'm slowly getting there, hang in there with me. But yeah, because of that, I didn't have any time or any free time anyways, to write my usual talks that I do on Mondays and Tuesdays. Monday, Tuesday. I have to sing the song Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wait. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I have to sing this song because I'm dumb. I just can't do it without that. That's just like the months of the year. I have to do it from January, otherwise I'm just useless. Yeah, so I didn't get the talks done. So I've decided to do this week, along with the review that I released yesterday, to make up for it. I'm just letting you know what's going on. So I'm freeballing this, by the way. I decided a couple weeks ago that I was going to try and lose weight. Let me check my calendar. Yes, it's been 2 weeks, and I actually met my projected goal, which was to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. So I lost 5 pounds each week, and that's quite a bit. It's quite substantial, apparently. And people have been wanting to know in my life, what the fuck? How'd you do it? How'd you do it, Thomas? Tell me what's your secret. And actually, there's really no secret to it. I've tried maybe 6 or 7 different diets. Maybe that's hyperbole, but I've at least tried, I'd have to say 4, off the top of my head anyways. And 2 of them I had really, really good success with. There's a slow carb diet by Timothy Ferriss from the 4-Hour Body. And then there's the Joe Cross juicing method, which is more or less a fast and then like a lifestyle change to eating more vegetable-based juices. And I had a lot of success with both of those. So I decided I'm pretty knowledgeable about what's good and what's bad for me, at least from my own perspective. And I have a lot of background in reading all of these diets and what they say, what you shouldn't eat, what you should eat. And I decided to just come up with my own diet, because, I mean, why not? I mean, I can make my own diet. These people can make a diet regimen, I can. And I think this thing that I've made is kind of, it's inappropriate. It's more or less a lifestyle change. I don't want to call it a diet, because a diet means, it's just a bad word. I think it's a bad word. Like, what do you think? Do you think diet's a bad word? I do. So I'm trying to change my lifestyle up a little bit. And I've decided that there's 2 things when it comes to foods. There are, actually I guess there's 3 things. There's, the first is, objectively, we know what good food is. You got, like, maybe a steak, you got pork, you got chicken, all your vegetables, pretty much. Your fruits are pretty good for you, too. All that stuff is all really good for you. Like, everything you can pretty much find in the produce section, and then, the majority of the stuff that you find in the meat section, and then you got, like, eggs and stuff like that. And pretty much everything else in the store I've basically cut out. So I only visit the produce section, the meat section, and the egg section, and that's it. So there's your one thing. So foods that you know 100% that are good for you. Then you have foods that you know are bad for you. We all know what these are. Your candy bars, your soda, your fast food, all that garbage. Like, we know that it's bad for us, but we eat it anyways out of generally convenience and because, you know, we want that mouth pleasure. And then you got your third category, which are foods that, because of how society has operated since forever, and, you know, our pyramids, or how we understand, you know, I think it's an upside down triangle, upside down pyramid, I believe, in the United States. And Canada has like a, I don't even know what it is. It's like a food graph thing, and with servings. Anyway, it has milk, it has bread, it has vegetables, it has meat, it has all that good stuff, and how many servings you're supposed to have per day, and, you know, you have to eat this much per day, and then you'll be healthy or whatever. But I think from what I've read anyways, from online articles, from books, there's not a lot of benefit, it seems like, from eating anything with grains and milk. Now, I'm not going to argue whether or not they're good for you or not. I mean, that's totally up to you, but for me, I subscribe to the idea that milk and breads, grains, noodles, stuff like that isn't 100% great for you. And I know that you're getting a lot of your calcium from milk, so the things that I'm missing in my diet, because I've cut these things out, I've decided to take in supplementation. So I'm still getting things like calcium, for example, so my bones don't turn to dust. And so, as long as you can follow those 3 rules and understand the things that are good for you, the things that are bad for you, and the things that are said to be good for you but aren't actually, and then now fit into the category of being bad for you, as long as you can identify those 3 things, then I think you're pretty much fine. Every 10 pounds right now, I treat myself to a little something special. I celebrated with a donut and a Coke, and now I feel like shit. Though, I think I'd just call it punishment. Yeah, I think I'll call it punishment. It's not a reward. But not only do I get that little fix, it's also to remind myself what I feel like back on that garbage food. Because after 2 weeks, I can feel it. I can feel a tangible difference in how my body operates and how I physically feel. The clarity of my mind is completely different from how I was 2 weeks ago. I operate on a lower frequency and feel ill as compared to how I do normally off of all of that garbage food. I think it's important to admit your weaknesses when you're doing something like this. Even if you're doing a different type of diet. We all have weaknesses. Burying them won't help you. My weakness is peanut butter, chocolate, and Coca-Cola, but my main weakness is I don't like food preparation. So I go to fast food places because I think it's faster. Even though technically driving to the fast food place to get the fast food, to bring it back to my place to eat it, is technically the same amount of time. I'm really not saving any time by doing this. I'm spending more money to go out, you know, get fast food, more mouth pleasure, and bring it back to eat it. So I've had to figure out ways to prepare food faster that is still healthy, and that's been a bit of a challenge. And primarily I have this problem with my breakfasts. And I've decided to take them completely out of the equation by replacing it with Soylent. And I'll leave a description below if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Soylent. But I've been on this stuff for a week, breakfasts only, and I'm actually a huge fan of the product, I have to say. It's important to eat within 30 minutes of waking up because of how your metabolism operates, as well as taking in a steady amount of water throughout the day. An 8-hour sleep is incredibly important too. Unfortunately, I'm only doing 6 to 7 because yeah, I make myself too busy. But sleep is so important. The entire idea behind this quote-unquote diet is to just optimize your body with the best shit because it feels good and you deserve it. It feels better than the brief mouth pleasure you feel by slugging back an entire Coke or 4 Reese Cups. People seek out diets for the wrong reasons. Sometimes it's for others, to look good for women or for men. That used to be my motivation, for example, or do it to lose weight. Another perfect example for me. And sure, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but a diet is something people will probably have to follow for their entire life, meaning it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet anymore. And that's what I'm trying to really hit home here, is that you need to change your lifestyle. You can't just go on a diet and then go off of it, and then you're just going to be stuck in a cycle of diets. At least that's what I feel. Because that's how I was. I was on a diet, I'd lose weight, I went off the diet because I felt like I got to a good place, and I eventually just end up having to go to another diet, and it doesn't work. You have to change your lifestyle, otherwise, you're just going to be stuck in that cycle. You should choose a method which allows you to lose weight as a byproduct of wanting to have a healthier and better body. You can't just buy a new body after the engine fails, like on a car or something. You're stuck in this meat vehicle for the rest of your life. So you may as well make it operate as best as humanly possible. Now, I don't want you to think that I believe Coca-Cola and all that type of stuff is 100% horrible for you, but as a society, and myself included, I'm completely guilty of this. We've indulged a bit too much in fast foods, boxed meals, and carbonated sodas. It's all fine in moderation, and sometimes you want to have that stuff, which isn't bad for you. It's just not something you should be indulging in constantly. Objectively, I think we all know this, other than some obscure foods, like I had talked about, which we might not know about. And that's not your fault. We just have to stop fooling ourselves and really just give it all we got. So, that's what I've been thinking about recently. Thanks for listening as usual, and sorry for the rambling, but take care. Take care of yourself. I really do mean that. Bye.